And we are live, coming back at you with session 10 of our Starfinder campaign. Um, it's been a while, guys. I looked, so it's been a month and a half since the last time we role-played at all, and that was the pony game, of course. And then it has been 3 months since the last time we played Starfinder.
At least now I don't have to feel bad for the fact that I was having a lot of trouble remembering what happened last.
Yep. And you may be releasing the talk to push button a little soon, Anna. The end of your sentences are being cut off pretty consistently.
Okay, I'll work on that and try to release it later.
Cute. This is especially apt, given how long that we've been away. We're going to start out like we always do. Does anybody remember what happened last time?
I kind of
remember
do.
I almost died.
Yeah, Kima did almost die.
We saved me from Mom.
Mm-hmm. So I'll kind of get you guys started, and somebody can take over if at some point they think they kind of are remembering what happened. But at the beginning of last session, we did a little bit of a flashback to Sputy Die being taken by Mom and trying to deal with it. Sputy Die got his pinky broken and spilled purple snot blood all over the place because Anna wanted Sputy Die's blood to be purple, so it is now. And then Ferrani Dawes was told something that you don't know, but she got very angry and left you with Thing 1 and Thing 2, a couple of her gang members. And you guys hit it off pretty quickly. They enjoyed your HoloTube videos and also were equally down to do drugs. And Ferrani Nadaz came back from whatever she had been doing. Ferrani Nadaz's mom, by the way, in case people don't remember that. And she was covered entirely in blood and kissed Sputy Die on the forehead, leaving a giant bloody kiss mark, which Sputy Die was not happy about. And then, stuff happened. Eventually, kind of where we got to at the end of that was Sputy Die doing drugs with Thing 1, Thing 2, and Jason Voorhees, all members of the gang, and drinking space Russian space vodka, and having a good old time. And just as Sputy Die was dancing on the table, and having fun with his friends, May kicked in the door, which would be right here. And you were able to talk down the conflict and convince your new friends not to fight and that they should go back to the hotel with you, which they tried to do, but all of them passed out from too much drugs. And they are now here, unconscious in the closet. You guys also spent the time to drag these two bouncers who were originally in the session before last guarding the door here back behind the trash so that nobody else would hopefully see them. And after that, you guys returned Sputy Die's arm, which had been muted, making Sputy Die very angry because all of the frustration of being muted for a good half a day kind of flowed back retroactively into Sputy Die.
I regret nothing.
So Sputy Die got angry and went off into the corner to record a rant video, at which point everyone else decided they were going to break into Ferrani Nadaz's office over here. And that went pretty well, mostly. Hatchbuster tried to kill you with grenades, but thankfully those grenades rolled really low and did very little damage, even though they did almost kill Sparky. And then you guys were able, with a concentrated group attack, you were able to take out Hatchbuster here and Kima dealt the finishing blow to him and used her sedative in her pain claw, so he is unconscious and not dead. However, while you guys were fighting Ferrani Nadaz back here, it did not go quite as well, and Ferrani was actually able to crit on Kima and do quite a bit of damage. So Kima was nearly dead, was hit under the jaw, breaking her jaw, causing her vision to swim, etc. But Kima was able to force her way through the pain and ripped Ferrani Nadaz's throat out very graphically. And so, where we had left off, Kima was standing drenched in Ferrani Nazar's blood, and May on the other side of Ferrani Nadaz. As Ferrani Nadaz sank down, she saw Kima, and she said, "Perhaps I underestimated you after all," and passed you a healing serum, and that is where we left off. So, considering
That wasn't
nobody
intense at all.
considering nobody interrupted me, I'm going to assume nobody remembered any of that. So, good
I
thing I
vaguely
did.
mostly remembered most of it. I just didn't remember the order that things went in.
Yep.
To be
As
fair,
you
I
said
never
it,
joined the
memories
fight because I
came
was too
back.
busy pitching a fit in the corner.
Well, you tried actually. You made it almost all the way back.
I did. I almost made it, but
and
not
if I
quite.
hadn't messed up the rules for running, you would have made it. Only for the end, though.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we also decided that Speedy Die's version of this fight was that Kima did a Mortal Kombat fatality and ripped Ferrani Nadaz's spine out through her stomach. And that
Oh yeah.
in his version of the story, he was there the entire time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, almost did the finishing blows. I just, let Kima finish it.
Obviously, yes. So, yeah, that's where we're picking up from. So, Kima, you've just been given a health serum and applied it to yourself. So you actually already did that. So that's why you have 8 stamina and 9 hit points. Is from some healing there.
I changed the setting. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can still hear you.
Cool. I didn't want to have to go through that again.
So yeah, there's a gurgling dead Ferrani Nadaz on the ground. Some air is still escaping her lungs and bubbling out through the giant gash in her neck. And a also very bleeding but not quite dead Hatchbuster is groaning softly on the floor. Sparky is living up to his name. He actually jumped on a grenade to save the users during the fight. And so he has little bits of the muffin that he tried to use to muffle the grenade just splattered across his chassis. His little French maid outfit is just ruined, torn to tatters. And he has some definite damage going on, so he is sparking and lurching as he kind of scuttles back over to wreckage.
This poor little robot. So loyal, so true, and so broken.
Yep, well, he's his master's robot. So, Speedy, I would assume that you finished running into the room at this point.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna finish. I'm running into the room. Worried.
Actually,
not really worried.
You're standing over here.
I know. I was getting there. I
Run
just have to
yourself
push to
into the
talk with
room.
one hand. I have to push my to talk with one hand and control my character with the other hand. It
You need
takes
to
a
get a
little
mouse.
coordination.
You need to get a real mouse.
I'd still have to use 2 hands.
Yeah, but it'd be
Oh
easier.
my gosh! She's dead! I'm gonna look half appalled at the blood everywhere. And I'm gonna throw up a little bit in my mouth.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little.
All right.
Is everybody just like standing there?
Evidently, I'm a little surprised about that too. So May actually like kind of peeks her head around the corner and immediately does start dry heaving. And so she like goes back around the corner to where she can't see anymore. And she's just like, "Is everyone okay in there?"
Not really. Do you have a towel?
Maybe. And you hear like some rustling, and then she kind of like tosses a towel in the room without looking, just like throws it backward, and it's like, "Is that big enough?" And it's like a bar towel, so it's about like kitchen towel sized.
Do you have about 200 of those?
Uh,
Nothing.
so
Thank you.
then a couple seconds later, you hear some scraping, and a crate of towels is pushed around the corner. Is that enough?
Maybe. We'll get back to you.
Well, I'm gonna go find some bleach. I'll see you guys in a bit.
At least you get to bleach yourself. Some of us can't do that.
Well, I was mainly talking about the floor, but bleach does not touch this skin.
Yeah, there's no blood. Well, I mean, you already cleaned the bloody kiss from Ferrani Nadaz, so there's no blood on Speedy Die. Kima, so you, you feel yourself calming down and the adrenaline from the fight subsiding within you. And then suddenly you feel... What?
Everything hurts.
Oh yeah, everything hurts. But then suddenly you feel like this hot tingling sensation spreading out kind of along your spine and throughout your limbs. And you actually forcibly exhale and kind of fall to your knees. And then after a few seconds, you can just feel incredibly tired and sore, but the pain in your jaw from where it's been shattered actually begins to subside and then is completely gone. So your character is actually going to lose all of your stamina. So you're down to 0 stamina and 3 of your resolve points, but you're going to be back to full hit points.
Okay, my character is currently a PDF because it kept telling me the device limit was reached and that I couldn't stay in Hero Lab.
Okay, well, then you now have 2 resolve points because you're losing 3 of your 5.
So basically, you might want to just change things on my sheet.
I don't
and then
know how
I'll just
well
I
that'll
can do
work.
the rolls and
I think you're gonna need somewhere to write that down. So you're gonna need to treat it like you do your characters for the pony game. If you're using a PDF, you're gonna need somewhere that you can take notes and keep track of the stuff that changes like that.
Okie dokie.
So May comes over, after you kind of fall to the floor, looking very concerned, and puts her hand on your shoulder and is like, "Are you all right?" Speedy Die is still slowly wandering around.
She's taking a moment to write stuff down.
All I heard was May, something hand, and then all the sounds.
Speedy Die, where are you going?
I'm trying to find bleach.
There is not going to be bleach on the dance floor.
Well, I'm trying to find a closet.
There's a coat closet. The supply room is the one that you were dancing in. And you might find something behind the bar.
I'm gonna check behind the bar. I was trying to get there. I forgot what the room looks like. I'm still a little high.
Fair.
You're gonna have to repeat stuff. I figure out what happened.
Yeah. So May, After you fell to the floor, May walked over to you with a look of concern on her face and put her hand on your shoulder and asked if you were all right.
Kima's gonna put her hand on her jaw and just like kind of move it for a second and be like,
And it pops a little, like it's going back into place completely, and then it's like it feels as good as new.
Yeah, surprisingly good, actually.
So May points at wreckage and then at the towels and kind of like makes a toss one to me gesture. And there is not going to be bleach on the dance section behind the bar.
I can't tell. I wasn't sure if this is the dance section or the bar. I don't know where the bar is.
The bar is this like curvy thing between the dance floor and behind the bar. I really don't think that this map is that confusing.
Over there?
No.
Is this the bar?
Right here.
You need to familiarize yourself with a bar, Anna.
That's the bar.
Over there.
Yeah, no.
Behind there.
No, you were right here.
Isn't that behind the bar?
It is, but it's also a little dancing platform behind the bar. That's why there's a dancer right next to you.
Oh, I thought she looked hot.
Hey, Abe, how old are you? Rebecca and I are arguing.
Not on YouTube. He's 9 months younger than I am.
He's what?
He is 9 months younger than I am.
You're dating an older woman, Abe.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
I am. I like to live adventurously.
Anna's a cougar.
That would be a place where you might be able to look under the bar and possibly find bleach in some cabinet.
Okay, I am looking under the bar. I am tasting bottles to see if they are bleach.
You just drank bleach and are dying. No, I'm just kidding. Are you really trying to drink bleach? Is that your goal here?
No, but I want to taste all of the alcohol.
Okay, well, luckily most of it is alcohol until you get to a cabinet that has cleaning supplies.
Okay, I'm going to read the label first.
John,
okay.
Anna would be winning because she'd be having the goal to drink bleach.
Yep. Yeah, so you look at the different bottles. There are different cleaners. There's Barkeeper's Friend, except it's Space Barkeeper's Friend. There's Space Bleach. There's Space Drano. There's Space Magic Eraser.
I want the space bleach.
All right, you have Space Bleach.
Definitely drink the Space Drano and eat the Space Magic Eraser.
I think we need to get sponsored.
I'm actually gonna grab like all of it. I'm just gonna stick it all in like a bag. I'm gonna just take my shirt off. Okay. Wait, I don't have a shirt on, do I?
You have a bra though.
I'm going to take my bra off and I am going to put the cleaning stuff in the bra to carry it to the other room.
All right. It looks like you're trying to make a double slingshot. Maybe you are.
All right.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I am.
All right.
You never know.
So in the meantime, while Sputy Dye has been getting bleach, May has cleaned. I would assume that you did throw May the towel wreckage.
I did. I was trying to say so, but then things happened.
Yeah, things happen. So she's cleaned you off and is kind of like checking you over and says, yeah, somehow you are fine. Nothing's broken. Nothing's out of place. That's crazy. I saw that blow connect with you. I was worried there for a minute. And then silence.
Me too.
All right.
I have to unlock my phone to push the button, so I apologize.
Nice. All right. So why don't we
Do
get
I have a similar healing thing? Does it seem?
Nope.
Well, I didn't actually take any hit point damage, so it doesn't matter.
But no, you do not have some magic healing happen. All right. So let's go ahead. And so you. Where's the description for this room? I guess there isn't one. All right. So you guys have made it into the room. You can tell that this is kind of where business is orchestrated from. There's a computer or the equivalent set up over here where Pranina Dawes was hiding behind that desk. The monitor for the computer has been blasted into a million pieces by Sparky when he was ordered to go in and shoot anything that moved, and there was a moving picture on the screen, and he shot it. Rather than actually an enemy, which would have been more helpful.
I'm gonna go stick my thing in it and see what I can find out.
That sounds kind of painful. I wouldn't suggest that.
There's also a storage room over here.
Okay,
I
space
stick my
porn.
thing in everything. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and then there is also a door over here, which you guys have not opened yet. All right, so you're trying to access the computer right now. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Uh,
Do I need to roll like a hacking skill or something?
I'm trying to see if they have that listed here.
Did we lose Abe? Hey, Abe, man, you dead?
Not yet. I have to be alive to be dead.
Is that how that works?
Maybe. I mean, I didn't take any biology classes, but I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure.
All right, so the computer is blasted into a million pieces and is unreadable. But if you search for Ronnie's body, she does have a data pad, which still seems to be, aside from being covered in blood, still functional.
Well, I'm gonna stick my thing into something today, so it may as well be her pad.
All right, you're not gonna wipe the blood off first. You're just gonna go for it.
Yeah, I'll wipe the blood off first.
All right. So now I need a computers check.
I probably should have been looking that up while you were looking up your stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I should have been able to find my stuff faster, so.
Alright, I'm gonna roll it, and I got 12 total.
um, so you receive a nasty electric shock to your thing. Would you like
Well,
to
that
try
would be
again?
nothing. Yeah! I mean, I have a plus 10 on computers. Apparently, I rolled a.
Nice.
That's better. I got 19.
All
I
right,
still rolled a single digit, though. I
but
do not have good luck.
it'll come around. You're getting the low numbers out of the way while it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, real quick, I should actually start up timer so I know how long we've been playing. Okay. Forgot to do that. Okay. So yeah, you're able to you kind of look through it. There are actually numerous files kind of showing a lot of the Downside King's different criminal activities. There's a decent amount of data, so it's going to take you a while to sift through it. Are you looking for anything in particular?
We had already made the connection that she was connected with the dwarf's death.
Yeah, you know that the Downside Kings are the ones who ended up killing the dwarf, or at least starting the fight where the dwarf or Creel got shot, but you don't know why necessarily. You
Okay, I'm
do
gonna
know
look for.
that there is a tiff there between two different companies, Astral Extractions and the Hardscrabble
Mhm.
Collective, over ownership of a ghost ship that just returned from drift space, carrying a mystery
Uh-huh.
rock behind it called the Acreon.
Okay.
Not the rock. The ship is called the Acreon.
Okay, thank you for clarifying. Yeah, because I was thinking the rock. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think right now I will look and like do a quick check and see if there is anything referring to that or the dwarf being killed.
Okay.
Um, and
So yeah,
then
you
I'll
are
dig deeper later, I suppose.
okay. So you kind of, luckily, this is space future. Everything's nicely indexed and searchable. And so you actually are pretty quickly able to find several communications between Astral Extractions and the Downside Kings ordering the gang to kill Dwarvor Creel. Um, and it seems, based off of the message, that they were trying to send a message. The reason they wanted to kill Dwarvor Creel was to send a message to the Hardscrabble Collective that they meant business and they want the Acreon and will not give up their claim to the Acreon and the Drift Rock.
They're gonna go to the mattresses.
Is anyone going? What you searched for Ryan Dawes' body, presumably, because you were able to find the data pad. You also find
Yep.
a small key,
Ooh,
or
what could
should
the
I
key do
say,
for the
a
door?
key card, because this is the future. So
Okay,
you try
it's
to
a
use it on
small
the.
key card.
So you are trying to use it on the door to your in the upper right hand corner of the room.
B4A.
Yep, you're
Yep.
doing that. Okay, it works. It opens.
Yeah, do the thing. And I have my blaster drawn.
So, by the way, everybody gets 100 XP for finding proof that Astral Extractions ordered the killing of Dwarvor Creel. So, everybody make sure
Woohoo!
to give that to
XP.
yourselves. And in the storage room, you're actually going to find a bunch of stuff. So, somebody should get ready to decide who gets what. But you guys find a hollow skin, an auto target rifle with 5 magazines of long arm rounds with 10 cartridges each, 2 incendiary grenades of Mark
Hold
1.
on.
I'm going to put this
Slow
in a
down.
chat in a second. I'm just listing it right now.
Oh, okay, cool.
2 Mark 1 serums of healing, a quick release sheath armor upgrade, 500 UPBs, and half a dozen candlesticks holding 100, or not candlesticks, cred sticks, each holding 100 credits. So that means 600 credits total. Also, bonus points. I will give anyone who can tell me what a UPB is an extra something, if anyone
It's
can
a
remember it.
it's a universal um oh geez. It's the
Can you
things that
explain
is
what you?
money and explosive, right?
I mean, it's not specifically explosives.
But
Can
well,
you
it's
can you at least explain to me their
it's money
function?
and what you make stuff out of.
Yes. So
Yeah.
UPB stands for Universal Polymer Base. So go ahead and give yourself
Yeah.
go ahead and give yourself an extra 50 UPBs for remembering what they are.
Yeah.
Um, yes. So I just posted that in the chat. You guys can decide who gets what later. I don't think there's a reason you guys need to do it like right now on stream.
I got kicked out of Hero Labs, so I'm trying to get back in there and enter
How
the
much XP did we get?
and everything. So how much
Everyone
was
got
it?
100 XP for discovering that Astral Extractions ordered the killing of Dwarver Creel. What were you asking, Wayne?
I was asking how much of everything we got.
I posted it in the chat. All right, Kima, you've been cleaned up by now. You seem to be fine. Speedy Die, you came back in. You have a bra full of bleach and cleaning supplies. And Lynn has gone over to the table and is now trying really hard to pretend that she does not know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna start just like dumping stuff on the blood.
Stuff? Just all the cleaning supplies?
Oh yeah, just all of it.
Okay, you have just made mustard gas, and everybody is now about to die if they don't leave that room. Except for the robots, and you, because you don't need to breathe. But yeah, yellowish fumes are now spreading through the room. They immediately start to burn your nostrils and lungs. May looks over and gives Speedy Die a "I will kill you" look, and grabs Kima, and the two of them leave the room.
Wonderful.
Wreckage evidently stands next to the robot and dies.
May wants
No, I left. Just took me a minute to switch tabs and stuff.
Alright, so yeah, you're totally fine with the fumes though, Speedy Die, because as an android, you don't need to breathe. You can actually hang out in the vacuum of space, and you're totally fine even.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna, I'm using, like, I'm not even gonna lean over and use my hands to scrub stuff. I'm just like, because I assume there's like towels on the floor, right?
Yeah, there's a crate of towels that's pushed halfway into the room. There's towels on the floor. There's one over by a communicator. There's several over by Franny Nadaz.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like put a towel on each foot and just kind of like use my feet to like scrub stuff a little bit.
Okay, you're making things worse. You're just spreading the mess.
Have
I'm
you
gonna look
never
over
cleaned
at.
up a crime scene before?
Do I look like I do that? I have people to do that.
So as you're skating around on blood and thinking to yourself how clever you are, your communicator kind of denotes that you have a message. However, you have that set up. I don't know if you have it vibrate or yell at you like, "Mom, pick up the phone! Mom, pick up the phone!" What do you have set up on your communicator?
It's just like one of those voices where it's like, ring, ding, ding, you have a message.
There you
ring, ding, ding, until it like does that a couple times.
Does
and
that
it's
play
like,
out loud or only in your head?
Hey! Only in my head.
Okay, so that is happening.
Oh,
okay, I'm gonna like look at. I'm gonna look at it.
People.
Okay, you have an incoming call from someone who you have marked in your contacts as Mr. Poopy Pants.
I'm gonna answer it and be like, "Yo, my dude, what is up, Mr. Poopy Pants?"
Ringapo.
So what's up, my man? How's life? Like, how's your?
So, Mr. Poopy Pants, you haven't seen Speedy Die in several weeks, and the last thing that you saw posted to his channel was Speedy Die's arm saying, "Hey fans, what's up?" And then a green Lashunta coming on screen and saying, "This is what holotubers are like. Don't choose this life," and then closing it. So you're not sure what's going on with Speedy Die, and are probably a little bit worried because he has a tendency to get, or they have a tendency to get themselves in trouble.
Well, it seems like you're in a bit of a pickle.
No, dude, it's actually great. But hey, dude, I was thinking, and for like your channels, I noticed that your views are getting a little bit low, and like mine are totally skyrocketing, especially with that last video. People seem to eat that one up. So I was thinking, dude, what if we did like a collab to boost your stats?
Do I get to keep both my arms?
You're a character. Probably. So, tell you what, I'm going to text you an address. Come meet me here. Bring some like cool cleaning supplies or something, and we can do like a cleaning video or something.
Not quite my audience, but alright.
No, you need to make a cleaning robot. That would be your audience.
Yeah, there you go. Dude, so what if you built like a cleaning robot or something?
I'll see what I can scrounge together, and I'll be right on
Awesome.
camera, of course.
Yep, all right, awesome. See you in a bit, dude.
All right.
I just want to point out that Mr. Poopy Pants has never smoked a cigarette in his life.
No, he just like gargles hot coals. So you guys have closed the door. I will point out that you guys left Hatchbuster. He's now dead.
Oops.
Who's Hatchbuster?
This is Hatchbuster.
I remember not hating him too much.
Oops.
Oh well.
Yeah,
Too
you
late
left
now.
him. You left him in there with mustard gas. He is now dead.
Can we retroactively have taken him out? Because I
No.
forgot he was there.
Yeah, you forgot he was there. Exactly.
My character wouldn't have.
Yeah, I doubt that. That sounds very in line with your character.
Rebecca's character wouldn't have.
Rebecca's character was carried out by May.
That.
Yeah. So yeah, Hatchbuster is now dead. So yeah, you guys are standing out here. Spooty Die continues to try and clean, waiting for Stinkfinger to arrive. It'll be a little while before that happens. May is just like, kind of like, she's pulled out a book and she's reading, sitting at the table, trying to pretend that absolutely nothing happened. Not May. Lynn is at the table. May is next to Kima. So May says, "Well, I guess it wasn't the cleanest job ever, but mission success." Yeah, I suppose I'll be heading out now. Boop. Boop.
I mean, I missed something. Who's heading out?
May.
Okay.
Because you finished.
Rebecca's got to unlock her phone.
She reaches for her arm, falls on the floor, and does the worm over to her ankle. You can't leave me!
Well, my contract is done. I was sent here to keep an eye on Spooty Die until this business with Mother was resolved, and it is now.
You have to keep an eye on me! You can't leave me alone!
So
I'm sorry by myself!
she definitely.
You won't be alone. You'll have us.
Well, you don't count! Only me count!
So she smiles at your melodramatic response, and she says, "Well, I suppose I could hang around with you guys for a while at least. Like I said, my contract has expired, so I don't have anything else to do.
Good, because I just can't imagine life without you.
So she's like, "Wow, well, that was fast." Um, so Butterfly is gonna come. Whoa, that's not what I meant to do. It's gonna come back out of the room, closing the door again behind her, um, and kind of take up a position behind Lynn. And so, what are you guys planning to do? Spirit Eye, I would assume you're continuing
I'm
to
gonna
clean.
case my phone battery, so I'm gonna be lost for a little bit. You guys can.
Okay. So unless you guys have other plans, I'm going to say everyone except Beauty Die heads back to the hotel.
Actually, I need to take a second as well, so be
Dun
right
dun
back.
dun.
Pause it. Use the cool thing you. Yeah.
All right. So Anna, you were saying that you were planning on dragging the two bodies. Oh, I put the wrong thing on him anyway. That one, not that one. There we go. So you were planning on dragging the two bodies over to the storage closet in the top right.
Yep.
All right. So you do that. Takes you a little while, especially with Hatchbuster. He's pretty heavy. Um, but
Did
not.
we loot his corpse already?
I don't know. Did you?
Yes.
All right. So actually, did you loot for Ronnie as well, of just like her weapons and stuff?
I think anyone who is dead, I would have checked.
Okay. You have to decide how much of this stuff you guys are going to take, because some of it is fairly heavy. But there is Hatchbuster's gear, or no, that's for Ronnie's gear. And here is Hatchbuster's gear. So you now know what was on them,
Well, I
including,
feel a little bad that he died because it could have been nice to get some information out of him, but
yeah. Next time, don't forget that you left an unconscious guy in a room full of mustard gas. Yeah, so, what are you guys planning to do? Speedy Eye is dragging corpses and cleaning blood. Are you guys planning on just hanging out in the back room there, or are you going to go back to the hotel? Are you going to do something different entirely?
can we pretty much just like own this place now?
That would be pretty hard considering you took out the leader of the gang, but it's not like you killed every gang member.
Shazbot.
So, I mean, if you want to go into like total war with the Downside Kings and try to claim this as your own, you could. But also, I'm assuming you guys aren't planning on just like settling down on the station and becoming bartenders.
No. But partly I was just wondering too, even like how hastily do we need to be getting out of here?
That's up to you guys. It sounds like you guys are planning on being pretty slow about it and trying to clean up everything, but there's nothing requiring you to do that.
Okay. Is there a security system in here, like cameras and stuff?
There were, but most of them were feeding into the planning room where Ferrani was. It doesn't look like they were going outside.
Okay, I'm gonna wipe or see if I can wipe the record of those cameras.
They were
So
on that
hopefully we can
computer
start
that you
tracking them.
already tried to access that got blasted into a million pieces by
Oh,
Sparky.
right.
So, already
Okay.
done.
Okay. Yeah, then I guess heading home is okay.
Cool. So I'm going to assume that everyone except for Speedy Eye heads out. And you guys start heading back. So about 20, 30 minutes later.
Let me ask Rebecca if there was any reason she didn't want to leave yet. Hold on.
Okay. And let me assign this character to Abe now that he's in roll 20.
Yeah, she went home too.
Cool. Alright, Abe, you should be able to control this little goblin over here now.
I will see if he can. He is still not back yet.
Dun dun dun.
Where'd he go? I mean, like out of the house?
Yeah, he got a phone call from his mom.
All right. Well, we're just going to say that you guys have a little episode, and if you want to talk about what it was later and the kind of wacky robot that you create, we'll do that then. And then you guys also head back to the hotel. And after
Abrahams cannot see anything in Roll20.
Should have, yeah, he has sight, he has vision. Not even here.
Nope, nothing. It's just black.
Let's try this. Did that help at all?
There we go. Now I can see.
Okay, so it looks like it has both advanced fog and normal fog on. No, that's not it. I don't know what was going on. Can you still see?
Yep.
Yeah, sometimes Roll20's fog of war goes weird like that. Can you still see?
Yep.
Cool. Alright. So then you guys spend, what, like 20, 40 minutes getting everything cleaned up and then exploding some corpses? Or do you do that in reverse order so that you're not making a mess in your nice clean area?
Yeah, we're going to do that in the other order. We're going to explode stuff first and then clean up.
All right. So yeah, when he comes back, if you guys want to, you can talk about exactly what that episode looks like. So cutting back to everybody else, you guys are all walking along on your way back to the hotel. And hopefully everyone can see. So as you're going, a familiar-looking Isoki, the one with black hair and with purple highlights, kind of like passes by you on the street, and as she does, she palms something over to your hand, Wreckage. Did Wreckage die? I think Wreckage died.
Here, I got it. I left my push to talk button somewhere.
Nice. All right, so
Okay. Rebecca get back on to. Yeah. Okay, so I missed a little bit too. We were heading home to the hotel, and then
yep.
what happened?
A familiar-looking Isoki with black hair, black fur, and purple highlights passed you on the street, and as she did, she palmed something into your hand.
Is she the one from the gambling table that one night?
Mm-hmm. That would be her.
Say
She's
what?
she's the one who calls you cowboy.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I just take what was palmed and take a quick peek at it. Try not to draw attention to it.
Okay. It is a scrap of paper, and written on it, it says, "Good work. Check the what's it called? Trash compactor? I believe it's a trash compactor. Yep, and it says check behind the trash check behind the trash compactor behind the behind your hotel, basically."
Okay. So I'm gonna take Sparky upstairs, and I'm going to put Sparky in our room and tell him to take good care of himself.
Okay, as you go back to your room, when you get back to your room, there is a a hollow notification floating in front of your door.
I don't know if it's your end or our end, Thomas, but your sound is really messing up, and we are using the hotspot, so
He
I don't
sounds
know,
fine on
but
my
it's
side.
hard to tell what you're saying.
Okay, I
Yeah,
said,
Anna too. All right, so it must be on our end.
yeah.
Let's see.
So I said that when you got to the door into your hotel room, there is a hollow notification floating in front of the door.
So I think there's a hollow notification floating inside my door, so I'm going to activate the notification.
All right, it is an invoice for a replacement. What are those things? Replicator.
Replicator.
Yes, for 400 credits. If you remember, you kind of shot your replicator with a laser
I
gun.
shot one. Yeah. Cool. It was 400 credits?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Uh,
I
in addition,
automatically pay the
there are
400
also,
credits.
yeah, and then there's also other like smaller items like a feather duster that was purchased by your robot and several other things.
Oh, so it's more than 400?
The 400 is the bulk of it, so that's really all you need to worry about.
Oh, okay. Well, I automatically debit the 400 credits to them.
All right.
And I look at Sparky and I tell him, you're going to owe me for every single one of these credits. And you need to take care of yourself. Make sure that you don't do anything stupid till I get back. And when I get back, I'm going to overhaul you, and I'm not going to make it pleasant.
Sparky is very sorry. Sparky will do what Master says.
All right. Good boy, Sparky. Hey, thanks for throwing yourself on that grenade back there.
Of course, Sparky owes his life to Master and will do anything for him.
I know you would. Just keep out of trouble, okay?
Just cut to commercial of "This is your brain on drugs." Drops an egg into a frying pan.
What?
Well,
Because of what I said?
that. Well, that's what Sparky did. That caused you
Oh,
to
right.
shoot the replicator was robot
Right,
drugs.
yeah. Yep. Okay. I got it now. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go check out the trash compactor.
All right. So you go back behind there. You generally didn't, haven't gone back here. There's no reason to. It's all just like supporting infrastructure. It's a back alley essentially. And you go back there, and you see a terrifying device humming and whirring, just like vibrating violently. Behind the building, but it's the only thing that could be a trash compactor.
All right. How you say it's levitating?
No, it's whirring and vibrating
Oh, okay. Um,
violently.
yeah. I'm gonna try to figure out where the off switch is so I don't get compacted checking it.
You look and you see a giant warning that says "Do not turn off," and great big skull and crossbones.
Uh, Based on what I know, is it like a warning for sissies or is it a warning for me?
It is a warning for anyone. So you're familiar enough with the trash compactors to know that they're actually devices that contain miniature black holes,
Oh, good lord. Okay,
and
so
that's how they compact their trash. You do
I'm
not want
gonna
to get
check
stuffed
behind
in
the
one.
compactor.
All right,
Did she say it was behind the compactor or in the compactor?
behind. The
Oh,
note
okay.
said behind the compactor.
Okay. I just checked behind.
All right. So you look
I'm going to
behind
go back.
there, and there is a small bag. It's basically like a Crown Royal bag, just kind of like tucked away in a corner behind the compactor.
I check out that behind and I pull out my bag.
All right. So are you opening the bag to see the contents?
Say what now?
I'm assuming you are looking in the bag.
Yeah,
All right.
with
So
caution.
you very cautiously open the bag, and inside there are, how many players do we have now? 5? No, 4. Yeah, 4, right? Yes, I can do math. There are 4 credit sticks, and
4.
there
Yeah.
and a small. It's like a flat. It's a flat device with a little lens on top and a button to activate it. It's about the size of a card, like a playing card.
Just a second, please. We're having technical difficulty.
We'll be right back. Technical difficulties. Dun, 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 dun. Is Abe back?
Yep, he is.
I'm
Cool.
here.
Would you guys like to describe your episode of Can We Clean It?
Oh yeah.
Or will it bleach? Is that what you call your episode?
I don't know. So, Mr. Poopy Pants, what do we call this episode?
Let's call it Creative Chemicals with PewDiePie.
You were close. You got his name wrong though. Sputy Die.
PewDiePie. I was close. I
And
knew it was
most of the
that.
people who know him well call him the Die Guy.
I feel like that's not really clickbaity enough. I definitely think like will it bleach with the die guy is a lot better clickbait.
How about OMG recreated mustard gas? People are dead.
That's
How about do not try this at home? People might die, or people died.
I like it.
All right, so this episode is called "Do Not Try This at Home." People died with the die guy.
and Mr. Poopy Pants.
Well, I mean, it's going to be aired on his channel, so
so it's featuring the Die Guy.
yeah, featuring the die guy. All right, so I'm in the room, and I am sliding around, still just kind of skating around on my like bloody rags, just kind of like humming a little song and talking to myself while talking to yo mama.
I search the various destroyed computers and bodies for things to build a cleaning robot.
Okay. You actually are able to find quite a few electronic parts in here. And if you are willing to do some hack work, the 2 bodies do have some cybernetics that you could chop out of them.
I do that as well.
Yeah, so we're talking to the camera the whole time, like, all right, and this, folks, is how you're going to find all of your parts. You know, you always want to find the stuff that you can find around. Isn't that right, Mr. Poopy Pants?
Yes, and when you're taking cybernetics out of people, it is best to use a serrated knife. You don't want the straight edge because you might get the wires, but you gotta still get the serrated so you can get through all the tendons and muscles.
That's really smart, Mr. Poopy Pants. I hadn't really thought about it that way. I mean, I didn't realize that which knife you used to take out cybernetics was such a big part of it.
Well, that is why I build the robots, and
I look beautiful.
Right.
Oh,
So is
by
this
the
the
way,
point where you blow up the bodies?
Yeah, I was about to say. Oh, by the way, so we've got a couple of bodies in the closet. I thought we could tenderize them with something a little explosive.
Just a little explosives. I think just three explosives
Yeah, and I figured we want to place
for a body.
That's true. I figured we want to place them on the most identifiable parts. You know, got to get rid of those faces and hands.
So there we go. We got one for the face and one for each hand.
Perfect. And we can place one hand over the heart and the other closer to the nether regions.
Quick question. Do I have explosives with?
I don't know if I gave you any grenades. I think. Now, Hatchbuster had grenades, so you could use his own grenades to blow him up.
That seems a little poetic. I think we shall do that. How many grenades do I find on him?
You find 4 grenades.
So 3 explosive per bodies is a bit untenable. We'll just go for one each and try and stack some bodies.
I think
That's
Speedy
true.
Die
We can
has
put them
some
like
grenades.
face to face. Ooh, I can check. Let me.
Maybe not. Oh, it'd be in weapons, not gear. That's why I'm not saying anything. Yeah, so Speedy Die has 2 smoke grenades and 4 screamer grenades, which do sonic damage. So that actually would still be able to tear up a body.
All right. Well, I mean, we can use that. So yeah, we're gonna do that.
Okay, so you stack you stick the bodies in the closet and pose them in an incredibly embarrassing way. I'm assuming you have Yo Mama censor out, faces and stuff so that nobody can tell who you're about to explode.
Oh yeah, just because that would make things awkward.
Yeah, and then you shut the door and count to 5.
We barricade the door a little bit too.
Okay, it with what? How?
We're just gonna like push a table up against it and kind of like prop it under the door handle.
And the good news is that it's a cleaning supplies closet, so it'll clean itself up.
It's actually like loot stashing closet that has already been looted.
Well, I mean, we're also going to put like a container of bleach in there so that when it explodes, it just kind of rains bleach throughout the whole thing. Help get rid of a little bit more DNA.
All right. Speaking of which, Stinkfinger, I would assume you are wearing a mask because of the mustard gas.
No.
Oh, well, you probably want to be.
Do goblins, are they susceptible to mustard gas?
Yes.
I feel like... Alright, well then I have a mask, and I don my mask.
Okay. Now, if you would like to eat something ridiculous, like a plate, or stuff out of the trash, that's stuff goblins can do. But yeah, so you've got a mask on, and so you try to barricade the door. It's still just, when you set it off, the door is blasted across the room, shattering the monitors on the left side of the room, that if any of them aren't already shattered, and sending out just like a geyser of bleach and blood and gore and bone chunks.
Woo! That was a nice one.
By the way, the technical issues are fixed, so whenever y'all are ready.
Cool. Yeah, so it's been blown up, and then you guys design a robot to clean everything up. Is that the plan?
Yeah, sounds
Cool.
good.
Describe your robot. The blood and gore cleaner Mark II robot. What is it like? How does it function?
Well, you see, this design cleaning robot, Mark II, we don't talk about Mark One, has mops for legs, and then it supports the spinning motion with its legs with its arms, which are brooms, and it has a long tail that the vacuum, it just sucks everything up with no head.
Right. So you guys let that run for about 10 minutes, just laughing your butts off at the fact that it is clearly ineffective and it's actually just making things worse, spreading things around. It'll suck up bits and then just like spray them out the other side. Um, and so the result of the can it bleach challenge video is no. No, it cannot.
Well, I think we learned an important lesson here today, Mr. Poopy Pants.
And what lesson would that be exactly?
Well, that we need more bleach for a situation like this.
All right.
I think the problem was not enough mustard gas.
Oh, that's true. I did my best on that, though, you know. The good news is if we leave the mustard gas in here long enough, the things will probably rot before people can really...
Side question: is mustard gas flammable?
I don't know. I don't think it is. Here we go.
Because that might solve our problem of mess.
No.
You know, it's a
Mustard
shame we
gas
didn't
is
think about
not
making the
readily
mustard
combustible.
gas.
Now, if you would like
Right.
to go find a gallon of space gasoline and just spread that everywhere and toss in a match.
Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to go find some space gasoline.
It's a
Okay,
shame
well,
I hadn't thought about or we hadn't thought about the mustard gas before, because we could have just thrown mustard gas in.
you could have. That would have been pretty creative.
That'll be the solution, like, forever now. Hey, are there any cleaning supplies?
Yep. Okay, so you luckily Stinkfinger, being a DIY YouTube or HoloTube personality, has always carries different combustible materials and fuels with him. So you already have some space gasoline.
Well, I pour a healthy dose of space gasoline all over everything, and I throw in a gallon of Clorox, just for good measure,
Right.
and I light it on fire.
Okay, so the two of you, in tandem, toss a match into the room, then turn around and walk away from the room in slow motion as your hair is ruffled by the whoosh of the flames as they come up. And that is the close of your video, is just the slow-mo shot of you two walking away from fire. All right.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below letting us know how we did and what do you want us to do next.
Exactly. And then you guys have your quick little discussion where you're sitting at some like random space bucks, drinking coffee and talking about what happened in the previous episode, and that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, not to mention we also have to take like some extra videos for both of our like second channels, the kind of behind the scene channels.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, the behind the scene channels has like the unedited footage, and then you edit it into your main channel.
Yeah.
So you already have tons of extra footage.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. And then you guys head back to the hotel. And the space bucks that you do your little end of episode discussion is actually the one that is right next to your hotel. So conveniently enough, you're basically there. All right.
Nice.
Going back, now that technical difficulties are solved, to wreckage. You are looking in the bag. So there were 4 cred chips,
One
and
moment, please. Just a moment.
Wait, he needs a moment. Ah!
Is everybody here?
All right, Wayne says I should do my part of the thing because Willow's outside alone.
okay, what is your part of the thing?
I don't know. I thought I'd finished my part of the thing. I thought I took May home and that was that.
Okay, yeah, you guys went back to the hotel. Is anyone planning to update Chiskisk with the results of your mission, which he gave you? Does anyone even
Probably
remember that Chiskisk is a
after some
person?
alone time. I remember the Chiskisk as a person. I'm probably gonna bring May with me after some recovery time.
Okay,
Have a shower.
so you're gonna head back to the Starfinder headquarters and uh, give Chiskisk your status, tell him what you found out, all that kind of thing.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, you get to the building. You have to go up to that. You end up with that same receptionist who's just like chewing gum and clearly doesn't care about anything. Who then directs you to the elevators, and you're guided by a robot to Chiskisk's office. So you are now standing in front of his door.
So I'm going to use
No,
the hand
its
that is
door.
not holding May's hand, and I'm going to knock on its door. Knock, knock, knock.
All right, and you hear Chiskisk's voice in your head saying, "Enter."
Hang on. I forgot to push the button. So
Dun, dun,
I'm going to
dun.
open the door with the hit, and we're going to go in, and Chiskisk is surprisingly not dead.
Nope, Chiskisk is not dead.
Nice. So,
Why did you think Chiskisk was dead?
Well, honestly, just because of gangs, and I just kind of figured that by the time we got back, he'd be dead.
Alright. Nope, totally fine. Just sitting behind. It's sitting behind its desk, like pushing around some papers. And it kind of like has two in its little insect claws, and it kind of like does the tap thing to arrange them all nicely and lays them down.
Cool. So Kima is going to kind of bring May forward and get her settled in one of the chairs, and then settle into the other chair and report and say, reporting back, sir. We've taken down the head of... Which gang did we take down? Not the level 21s. They're the ones we're working with.
Yeah, no, the Downside Kings.
We've taken down the leader of the Downside Kings, and we found out that they were definitely behind the killing of
Dwarvor
Dwarf
Creel.
number 1. Dwarver Creevil. There we go.
Close. Creel.
Creel. Dwarver Creel. They were definitely behind his killing.
That is...
Because they want to lay claim to spaceship, that asteroid and stuff. Except all of that came out clearly and like it made sense.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't actually been 3 months since we, found out all of this.
Well, I mean, all of this that you found out, it hasn't been 3 months. You found that out today.
I know, but my memory's bad.
So Chiskisk says, "Oh, that is definitely concerning. that astral extractions would go so far as to kill someone, not exactly in broad daylight, but still. I don't think we can move on this information currently. It would not be wise to press them, but yes, excellent work, and I'm sure you bring like Ferrani Nadaw's communicator to show to show Chiskisk and that sort of thing. You're not just like, hey, I totally say this, and you just have to believe me.
Yeah, we definitely brought her space pad and the communicator ID, whatever sort of cell phony thing.
Yeah. Yeah, so he looks over the data pad and he says, yes, you've done good work. It is a bit unfortunate that it got so messy as to have killed Ferrani Nadaz. That sort of power vacuum is just asking for trouble, but it is what it is. You have actually succeeded in your mission and done it, and I'm sure you went into a little bit more depth on kind of what all happened.
Yeah, but it's kind of, I mean, I could, but we just went over all of that.
Yeah. And given the circumstances, I would say you've done about as well as you can. So, yes, I will mark this one as a successful mission. And so he opens a drawer and he pulls out 3 badges. And they are official Starfinder badges, marking you as being part of the organization. And he says, you have earned these. I will remind you
Can we get
because...
another badge for May?
What?
Can we get another badge for... Let me try again. Can we get another badge for May?
Did you include in your description of what happened who May is? Like, or is this just a name out of nowhere for him?
May is sitting right next to me, and she has definitely been introduced.
May, right, got it. And so he looks over and says, "Do you want to become a Starfinder?" And she looks. I was like, "Nah, I don't want to be part of your organization. I've got better things to do than."
Oh no! Who's that lady? Who's the lady at the hotel? What's her name?
That would be Lynn Dragonsong.
Okay.
We need to get her in.
She has definitely been recorded in the when I was reporting back. And
Okay.
She wants to be a Starfinder, so I am definitely going to ask if Lynn can have a badge. I got those two confused.
Okay, yeah, and so he's like,
peeked around the corner, and yeah.
so he kind of like clickety clacks on his computer for a minute and says, yes, Lynn has actually applied a couple of different times, but given her disposition, it was deemed wise not to allow her to join. However, it does seem that she has proven capable. So he pulls open the drawer and pulls out a 4th one. I am willing to bring her in as a Starfinder.
That will be excellent.
I'm just imagining that animation when Link opens a chest and you've got the badges up in the air like, oh!
Yep. Yeah, so he also says, and as promised, your credits as a reward for a successful mission, and he pushes across 4 cred sticks, each of which has 150 credits on it.
Money!
So he says,
You don't have any money yet. I'm the only one that reported. I'm the only one that has the money. You just can have...
Yeah, and Wreckage has the money from Jabaxa, so we'll see if he actually shares that either. So
Where's all this holotube money?
I don't know. You guys probably don't have many credits, do you?
I think Sputy Die has -4 or negative.
It's fine.
Yeah, you guys need to get you some money. But yeah, Stinkfinger has 185 credits to his name.
Rolling in the dough.
Yep, and then Sputy Die has.
He has no idea.
Sputy Die has 23 credits.
Look at that. See, I'm not broke.
Not quite. Yeah, so he says, I don't have any other missions for you at this time, but I will be in touch if I have any other jobs that come up for you. You guys have performed incredibly well. I'm sure you're tired, and from the way you described your battle, some of you are likely injured. So I would suggest that you take the next several days to recover and rest. And I will be in touch if I have any further work for you. So it stands up and offers a not a tentacle, like a clawed hand. And Kima is silent.
The claw.
Sorry, can you repeat that? It kind of broke up.
So Chiskisk said that he didn't have any other jobs for you at the moment, and that you had done admirably, but it's that you guys should probably spend some time resting and recovering from your injuries and just all of the work that you've been doing, and that he will be in touch if he has any more work for you, and then he offered a clawed hand.
So
His
Kima
clawed
is
hand.
going to
Its clawed hand.
shake.
Okay, so he's not just like handing you a hand.
No, it
Yeah, that would
is
be crazy.
offering its hand as in like a handshake gesture.
Can we cut it off and take it?
So Kima,
I mean, you could, but I wouldn't suggest it.
Kima is going to shake his clawed hand because nobody else except May is here, and say that sounds like an excellent idea with a kind of sly wink at May.
All right. So now you go back to the hotel and put a do not disturb sign on your door.
Yep.
Why a do not disturb sign, I wonder?
You have like a
We don't want Ricky to join the party.
you put like
Just put a sock over the handle.
I was gonna
Put a
say a
clothes hanger
tie,
on the
but
door.
all right. So Rec, finally get back to you. Do you need a minute again?
Yeah, no, not really.
All right. You're looking in the bag. There are 4 cred sticks, and there is a device the size of a playing card with a small lens mounted on top of it and a button in one of the corners.
I take the cred sticks and then I hold the device out like I would a smartphone, and I push the button.
So you mean like the lens is pointed toward your face?
It's a lens, not a screen. So no, away from me.
Okay. So you press the button, and there is a projection of the black-haired Isoki who handed you the note earlier, kind of like doing a pose. So it's essentially like a 3D pinup, and there is floating text kind of off to the side of her that says, "See you next time, Space Cowboy."
Ooh, I'm keeping that. I release the button.
Oh,
And
you
I
have to.
presume it turns
It's
off.
like an off and on. So you press it and it turns on. You press it again to turn it off.
Okay, so I turn it off, and then I turn it back on to make sure that it's not one-time use.
It explodes and you die. No, it still works.
No! Cool. I'm keeping that. I'm gonna start collecting these, just like trading cards, but pinup girls.
There you go.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
all right, yeah, you now
So I've
have
got my stuff.
that
I take
stuff.
the bag too, and
You don't
I
throw the bag
head
in the
back to
trash
my room.
compactor to watch it get sucked into a black hole.
Nah, I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna take everything, including the bag, back up, and I'm gonna keep the little device in the bag,
Okay.
like a memento.
You're not
And I'm
gonna.
gonna go.
You're not gonna. Well, yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go see what wreckage is up to, or what Sparky is up to.
Okay. So you go back into your room, and Sparky has turned himself upside down, so his six little crawly feet are sticking up into the air, and he's like trying to trying to roll himself back over without using his arms, unsuccessfully.
It looks like he's doing this intentionally.
Yes.
Okay. Sparky, what are you doing?
My arms have short circuited, and I cannot turn over.
Okay. Here, let
I
me help
think
you
it
out with
was the
that.
damage from the grenade earlier.
I'm gonna flip him back over.
Okay. Thank you, Master. The
Bring
blood
your
was starting to rush to my head. If I had blood. Ha 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 ha. Robot humor. I am funny.
bring yourself over here. I'm gonna run a diagnostic.
Alright. And then, like, he starts scuttling over, and then one of his legs shuts off, and he falls on his face.
All right. I guess I'll have to carry you then. How heavy is he?
Um, it's not terribly. He weighs a bit more than you do, just because he's metallic. But he's about the same size, so you would be able to like. It would be difficult to carry him any long distance, but you could lift him, and you could definitely like push him along the floor.
Okay, so I just push him along the floor over to my little designated work area
Right.
and get cracking.
All right. So you start opening up panels and are like just immediately amazed that he is running at all. Everything is just filled with like muffins, just crumbs and blueberries and stuff just splashed everywhere. His circuits are jammed up. And that's in addition to the damage from the actual explosions of the grenades. And especially when you start prying his faceplate off, you can see that he has been trying. This isn't even from the jumping on the muffin. He's been trying to eat the muffins by shoving them inside of his faceplate. So there's just
Oh
like
God!
a half dozen muffins smashed into a brick behind his faceplate.
Uh, oh, this poor demented robot.
So yeah, it is. So it's going to take you. How many hit points of damage does he have?
Oh crud! I gotta switch characters now, don't I? Let's see. He has 3 out of 10 left.
Okay. So it is going to take you 70 UPBs and pretty much the rest of the night to get him fixed up.
I only have 52 UPBs.
Well, you can, if you remember, UPBs and credits are interchangeable
They're
on a
both, yeah.
one-to-one
Okay.
basis.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to use credits, you just go over to the replicator and wave a cred stick in front of it, deduct 70, and you have 70 UPBs roll out as little beads.
Oh, by the way, how many credits were in those cred sticks that I got earlier?
So there was 200 in each one, and there were 4 cred sticks.
400 in each one?
200.
200, and there were 4 cred sticks. Okay.
Correct. So a total of
Okay.
800
Nice.
credits. Now, I will remind you, Jabaxa said he would pay you guys for the work. That's what this is. So it's not like the black-haired Isoki didn't leave you 800 credits. That's y'all's payment. So, and you know that. You would have to like actively, intentionally steal from the rest of the group if you wanted to keep that for yourself.
Right. Got it. Rebecca's cackling. I
Yep.
keep telling her you gotta push the button when you laugh.
All right. So that's going to be your evening. And then PewDiePie and Stinkfinger, you guys get back to the hotel. What are your plans?
We're going to, so we're gonna. Does Stinkfinger want
We're
to get
going
his
to,
own hotel
yeah,
room
so,
or just use our?
I'm kind of like a miser, so I'll sleep in your hotel room or the vents.
One of the two.
That makes sense. Okay, so I'm gonna invite Mr. Poopy Pants into my hotel room, originally just for like a drink. We're gonna order some like space bucks, and then we're just gonna like hang out and talk about like YouTube stuff and talk about future plans and about the fact that we want to like we're gonna look at the results to see how many views our video got.
Numbers.
All right. So in its first hour, because it hasn't been that long since you posted it, it has gotten about 3 billion views.
Nice.
Yeah, and about a couple million of those are from Absalom Station.
I feel like that's not good.
It's for the first hour. It's about average for you guys' channel. It would be really good for a lot of HoloTubers, but for your channel, it's not blowing any records away.
Well, we're on Absalon Station, right?
Correct.
So doesn't that mean that the authorities will know? where
They could, yeah, if they found that video and decided to come after you.
I was going to say earlier, what kind of society do we live in that it's okay to put blood and gore on you?
Oh, there is way worse.
HoloTube
There is stuff much worse than that, especially the stuff coming out of Eox. They have blood sports and like crazy nonsense reality TV shows like who can stay alive in the zombie apocalypse the longest, and they stick a bunch of people in with ghouls, and whoever see if any of them could make it to the end of some sort of course without being eaten, and if they make it, they get a million. They get million credits, and if they don't, they literally get eaten.
Well,
Wow.
Yeah, see, told you,
blown.
ours is pretty tame. We have a respectable channel.
Yeah, oh yeah, Eoxian reality TV series are very popular.
Yeah, so yeah, we're talking about those views and kind of trying to decide if we should continue doing more views. Oh, we're also gonna read like the comments, ignoring all the the naysayers because people are stupid, and just see what our good like true fans think about it.
There you go. So you've got about a 75 to 80% like ratio on the video itself, and then the comments immediately just devolve into puerile nonsense. So you would be reading for quite a while to find anything sensible in the flood of absolute idiocy.
Yeah, like about a billion firsts.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. So yeah, we're gonna start drinking some space coffee And I'm going to order something a little bit stronger for us, for the night to celebrate
You
being
didn't take
alive.
any of the alcohol or drugs from the bar?
Oh, I took a lot of the alcohol and drugs. It's all like shoved in my pants. I look a lot curvier now.
Yeah, so don't you just pull out some of that space Russian space vodka and drink that?
Oh yeah, I pulled out some Space Russian, space vodka, and some space heroin. And yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
Speaking of which, what did you guys do about Thing 1, Thing 2, and Jason Voorhees that were all shoved in that closet?
We just kind of left them there.
Okay. Yeah, so
I think they're not with us anymore.
oh no, Stinkfinger.
That was a different closet. Did you like hunt down the other closet just to remove them from this life?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Okay, well apparently they're dead, so.
yeah, so you went to the coat closet there and killed them off.
Yes.
All
With
right.
the remaining grenade.
All right, then yeah, that's what happened. Is you didn't tell Speedy Die because Speedy Die is very protective of those three, so he would not have let that happen. But without telling him, you saw three guys and were like, "Uh-oh, potential witnesses." I would assume was your thinking.
Yeah,
And
people
you
say
just
snitches get stitches, but why even leave snitches? Just
dead men tell no tales.
Throw them in ditches.
exactly.
So you just toss in a grenade, close the.
Really casual about it. Yeah, let's just kill the three guys in the closet. Who cares?
Hey, Spewty Die is sad about that. Spewty Die wanted to protect those guys. He kind of got attached to them, but this goblin.
Does Spewty Die know they're dead?
So my thought is that
them about me, not unless you told me about.
my thought is that you probably saw them in the closet, tossed in a grenade, closed the door, walked out of the building, and then there was like a boom, and Speedy Die goes, "What was that?" And Stinkfinger says, "Oh, must have just been some residual gas."
Sounds about right. Sounds about in character.
Yeah. Alrighty then. So that answers
Rebecca's
that
making
question.
fart noises.
They're dead.
That's hilarious.
All right, so everybody settles in for the night. We after everyone goes to sleep, we cut to a scene of several Downside Kings members going to the Fusion Queen and looking inside and being shocked at the the carnage. They open the coat closet and there's just entrails spread across the walls. They go into the security room and it's burnt out, and they look very worried about what kind of monsters could have done this.
Isn't that like my god or something?
Who's your god?
Right? That's my deity, right?
I think you worship the Purple Queen, right?
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that's what you said.
Oh no, I didn't say anything about the Purple Queen. I said they were surprised about what monsters could have done this.
I think it was the name of the bar that you said that confused
Oh,
him.
the Fusion Queen.
Oh, I
Got
worship a
it.
bar.
No, no, the Purple
You don't know
Queen.
me.
Yeah, the Purple Queen is the god of lies, death, undeath, and poison.
Seems about right.
Alrighty. So yeah, you guys go through the evening. You wake up in the morning. Nobody gets kidnapped this time, which is definitely good news for Speedy Die. And you guys all notice that you have a message on your communicator from a certain Gevalar Snor. Let me paste his name into the chat so that you guys...
Sounds pretentious.
Boop. Gevalar Snor. So, if anyone would like to make a Oh, which one is it? I'm too used to Pathfinder abilities. I'd be like, roll for knowledge local, but it's called something else. Culture. That's what it's called in Pathfinder. If anyone would like to make a culture check to try to recall who that is.
Culture. Ain't none of us got no need for no darn culture.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the roll. Get it.
Or actually, I guess the invitation says who he is. So the invitation it's a very fancy invitation. It's delivered. It's the equivalent of like a nice invitation on black paper with like white, silver embossed lettering, but it's all electronic because this is the future. But it's still very nice, well designed. It would still convey that same feeling of like gravitas and expense. And it says that you are cordially invited to meet with His Excellency Givilarsk Nor, the ambassador of Eox. So if anyone would like to make a culture check to know what Eox is, you can do that. Or if you remember something I was talking about like 10 minutes ago, you already know what it is.
Yeah, let's go with the Hollow 2 videos.
Um, yeah, is anyone
Well,
planning
we know
to
that out of character. I don't
roll
even
for
have
that?
culture as a skill.
You can
I'm
still
gonna
roll it.
roll.
You just roll a straight d20. All right, that is way more than enough to know. So Sputy you other order for the R and the slash, Wayne. No, slash R. It's still the forward slash, but it's the slash
Got
and
it.
then the R.
Got it.
So you know that Eox is a planet inhabited entirely by undead creatures. Its dominant species are the human-like Elebrians, which were forced to transform themselves into undead creatures to survive an ancient cataclysm that almost destroyed their world. Although many sentient species find them disturbing, the Elebrians are not considered "quote-unquote" monsters, at least not in polite society. Eox is a full signatory of the Pact, which is basically just the UN, but for the planets in the Pact world system. Um, and its undead inhabitants are equal citizens of the Pact worlds. And Anna, you definitely recognize Gevlarsk Nor as the head of Eox's diplomatic delegations to the Pact Council.
Wow. Okay, so I'm going to pass that information on to. Wait, where are we?
You're at the hotel, and it's up. I would assume you guys kind of gather in the diner at the uh, first floor of the hotel to grab some breakfast and talk about. Look at this invitation I got.
Yes. Okay, so that's where we are. And between shoving coffee down my gullet to try to get over the terrible hangover I have,
You're just
I
like you're eating bars of solid coffee. You're not even drinking it.
Oh yeah. No, it's just like just crunching down bars of
It's like
coffee.
black tofu, but it's actually like solidified coffee.
Exactly. So I'm just like doing that, and between that, I inform people of the information that I have on this invitation and how weird it is.
All right, May and Kima, are you guys down there?
She says yes.
Okay, cool. So May and Kima are there. Does anyone have opinions about what Beauty Die is saying, or are you just like okay, whatever?
I still think he sounds pretentious.
Well, a lot of people think that about the Alibrians, so
Well, I'm still in my room, so I'm not there.
you didn't come down for breakfast?
No, I I imagine I'm still probably working on Sparky just because he was so damaged.
No, you finished him up in about 4 hours, so you probably went to bed around like um, 11 to 1 o'clock.
Okay. I'm going to say I went to bed at 1, and I'm still asleep.
All right. So
I think we should
wreckage.
cut off his hand and take it.
I'm gonna say no. Okay, so how do people feel about this? This is kind of an interesting thing, an interesting opportunity.
Yes, the Librians are definitely powerful and rich. They are essentially all liches. So you can kind of think of them as being at that level, except a whole race of them.
Oh dear, they're liches. I think I know a lich that might be met if we go there. Out of character, but just saying.
Well, you know what they say, liches get stitches. Anyway,
Okay, so they're rich, right?
yes.
I say we go.
So let's go get money.
And hands.
No hands, just money.
Money and hands.
Hands.
No hands. We will get money unless we have to get hands to get money.
Does Stinkfinger wear a necklace of shrunken hands?
He does. He also eats them.
All right, they're just snacks for later. They're like jerky. So in case I get
There
hungry,
are
I'll
all
just eat
those
one of
people
these.
with a foot fetish. I
Trail
guess
mix.
there had to be a hand fetish somewhere.
We don't want to leave behind identifiable parts of bodies, so that's what happened.
I mean, hey, good way to get rid of those fingerprints.
Yeah, stomach acid does wonders for that. All right, so are you guys planning on rousting wreckage before you go, or leaving without him?
We should go check on him. I want to go check on Sparky. But before we go, I'm gonna go buy him a new maid outfit because I feel bad about him ruining his maid outfit.
All right. So that you guys head up to wreckage's door after picking up a maid outfit. What was that, Rebecca? You cut out.
I said, "Aw, that's so sweet."
Yep. All right, so you guys picked up an outfit for Sparky, and you are have returned to the hotel. And are now standing in front of wreckage's door.
I'm gonna knock on it. I'm just gonna come up and I'm just gonna like bang on it really loudly and be like, "Sparky, are you okay?"
So
Nobody cares about wreckage. People only care about Sparky.
so the
I'm
door.
going to put away the explosives I was going to use to open the door.
So the door flings open, and Sparky comes rolling out in ball form, and then extends himself and does his best version of a ninja pose. And he says, "Quiet, we are ninjas."
Okay. Hey,
That's what he
Sparky, I
does?
got something for you.
Yes, what is it? Did you
I'm going
bring
to show
something
him
for
the
this
outfit.
ninja?
I brought this for you, my little ninja.
Oh yes, that will be an excellent disguise. Sparky will use it to infiltrate the evil maid clan. Thank you. I accept
Yes.
this, Sensei.
You are welcome, my grasshopper.
I stagger out in my underwear groggily and ask who the heck was knocking on my and then see you guys.
Yeah, I'm going to look over at Wreckage and I'm going to place my hand in front of my face so that I cannot see his form because ugliness is offensive.
I offer a well-roasted hand for breakfast from my necklace of hands.
Who are you and why do you have hands in my face?
Oh, by the way, guys, this is my new bestest buddy. This is Mr. Poopy Pants.
He's not
He
new.
is-
You've known him longer than you've been around these people.
I know, but he's my new bestest friend. He was just my friend, and now he's my bestest friend.
Got it.
Yep. And so we're going to be doing some collab videos together. So he's going to join us, and he's going to be, helping out because he knows how to do things like remove fingerprints.
You say as he's using his... Goblins have, basically cat tongues. You know how cat tongues have those barbs? So they can actually lick flesh from bone. Goblins have that, so he's over there licking the fingerprints off of hands.
Okay, then.
Is that a no on the hand?
No, thank you. Oh, look, I'm naked.
I'll save it
Wonderful.
for later.
Wonderful. Come on inside. You can have some muffins while I get myself dry. Yes.
So Sparky rolls inside and tries to throw plates onto the table like a ninja, but just manages to smash them. And so he grabs 3 other plates and just places them on the table.
Do people actually come in my room? Because nobody... Yeah.
You said I can eat garbage, right?
Oh yeah, goblins can eat almost anything.
So then I begin to eat the plate.
Okay, yeah.
How is it Abe is
The
like
broken
the perfect
one,
goblin?
or the broken one, or the non-broken one?
Both.
Anna, you married a goblin. Or you chose a goblin for your boyfriend or whatever, however you want to put that.
I mean, hey, after the last time I played a goblin, doesn't this make sense, though? After pooping just a little bit?
Uh-huh. Alright, yeah, the plates taste decent. It's not the best ceramic you've ever had. You kind of prefer more, handcrafted type stuff. These are clearly mass-produced, but, they've got a decent flavor.
So none of that gourmet china?
Nah. Now, this is all just, basic, something you'd see in any hotel anywhere, just basic plates, nothing fancy about them, clearly mass-produced.
And this hotel cost money.
Do you want some ketchup for that, Mr. Poopy Pants?
I think I'll pass. I've filled up on fingers.
All right. Just trying to be hospitable since our host is currently clothing his form.
He's already stuffed as many fingers in there as he can. He can't fit anymore.
So, Kima, what have you and May been up to while all of this was going on?
We've been in the shower.
My shower or your shower?
I thought you went to breakfast with
We
everyone
went
else.
back to my shower.
Got it.
Oh, you're like, okay, cool. You guys get wreckage. We'll meet up with you later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, wreckage is definitely my favorite rat.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys are doing a shower together. There's, the camera is using steam and certain angles to try and tastefully keep any real nudity out of the shot.
Sure.
Yeah.
Eventually, I put my clothes back on.
Yeah, and a flushed May kind of also comes out of the shower and puts her clothes back on.
We'll have to explain that one to Abe sometime.
All right.
Okay.
So
I'm dressed now. I put my clothes back on, and I present myself fully clothed.
No tasteful nudity for you.
No, there was. So during the part where he went to the door and asked who had knocked on it, the camera was using Sparky to censor the naughty bits. So they just put his head in just the right place, and then the camera angle changed, and Sparky was just like doing like a cactus pose for no reason. And
I'm just like, flinging my head back with the water going up in the air in slow motion, and Sparky is standing in front of my bits, and there's that music like, oh, yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Spewty Die is puking a little bit in his mouth again. In their mouth again.
Well, I would assume you're not watching any of that.
Aw, poor
No, that
you
was me
guys.
in my room getting changed. Now I'm out there fully clothed. So you never saw me naked.
Well,
Yeah.
I
Just
did
in
when you
my
came to the
underwear.
door.
Just in my underwear. That's not naked.
I hope not. You're still like Spewty Die still puked a little in his mouth. In her mouth. In their mouth.
Yeah, in their mouth. I would imagine that Wreckage's underpants are not the cleanest or least ragged articles of clothing anyone has ever had. All right, so a clothed Wreckage is back. Kima and May, looking fresh, have returned also. So you guys are all together, standing outside of Wreckage's room.
They look fresh.
More refreshed than fresh, but yeah.
Like an Arctic stream.
So you guys just awkwardly stare at each other and don't do anything?
I'm fixing Sparky's maid outfit because Sparky got it kind of crooked when he was rolling as a ball.
I intensely stare at their hand.
Oh dear.
At Spewdy Die's hand?
At everyone's hands.
Oh.
At
Nice.
once, his eyes just split into a million little eyes.
He's got like fly eyes. No, just
So,
in
Kima,
turn.
what's going on between you and May here? You guys have been disappearing together a lot lately.
Lately being the last 2 days, and you know that they went on a date. Spewdy Die dragged you along to clothes shopping for the date.
Oh, I'm just trying to get Kima to do something.
Spewdy Die is going to find a muffin.
Kima stopped making out with May.
Spewdy Die is gonna like kind of like broach the subject and be like, so these invitations, what do people think about this? Like, I think it looks like a good chance to get some money. What do everybody else think?
I think that sounds like a good idea. I say as I rummage through the kitchen to try and build something out of like microwaves and space.
So I was confused.
Are there still
Did we
bits
get the
and
message
pieces?
last night or this morning? Because I just woke up, so I may not know what message they're talking about in character.
Yeah, I mean, not unless you've checked your communicator.
What are you guys talking about? I don't know what message you're talking about. What? Who are we talking about?
Look at your communicator, oh ratty one.
Okay, so I pull up my communicator message in my brain because that's something I can do.
All right, and it's a fancy black invitation with essentially the digital equivalent of, like nice paper and embossed silvered lettering. And it says, you are cordially invited to meet with His Excellency Ambassador Gavilar Sknor, and a location, which would be the embassy, the Eoxian embassy on Absalom Station.
Wow, that's fancy. I never thought I'd get invited to a shindig like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Master, I understand all the words that you are saying.
So we going?
I'm for it.
Yeah, I think we should go. I mean, we can get some good money there, I'm thinking.
Maybe we could blow up the embassy.
Maybe we shouldn't.
Hey, Mr.
When did
Poopy Pants
Spewdy
over
Die
here. Let's
become
get one
the
thing
sane
straight.
one?
Let's get one thing straight. If anybody blows stuff up around here, it's me. I'm the blow
You
stuff
want
up
me to blow you up?
guy. Are you proposing
Oh
a?
yeah, it's just going down that route, huh? Do we have to pay to watch?
I'm gonna make sure your
Ew!
mama is recording this.
I am not blowing this guy. I mean, I'm blowing him up. I mean, what?
What do you mean?
What do you mean, sir?
Moves eyebrows up and down.
Which on a
All right,
goblin's
fine,
giant melon-shaped head is very comical.
fine. We can blow stuff up together. Okay? Sound good? We can work together.
I
I
would
guess
love to work together with you to blow things up.
we'll have a bigger boom that way.
So you're saying
Beauty Dye
that
wants
Jamie
Big
want Big
Boom.
Boom?
Did you say bippity boppity boom?
No, I said Jamie want Big Boom.
Yes.
Alright, so you guys head over to the Eoxian embassy. So this is in Absalom's wealthy Parkside neighborhood. So this is, again, you've been through large parts of the station, all the way from down. You haven't been to like the worst parts of the station by any stretch of the imagination, but you've been down. You've been in the downside, which is unpleasant. You know, that's where you fought everybody in the Fusion Queen. The cops didn't show up even after lighting fires and explosions. Gunshots were regularly heard in the background, all the way up to kind of the dome area where a lot of the big corporations are. You had gone by the building for astral extractions and seen how that was just a palatial grounds, and so this is in that area. Um, and normally you would not be allowed in the Eoxian embassy. It's obviously for people from Eox only, but you show your invitations and are immediately allowed in by a pair of ghouls wearing top hats who are guarding one of the entrances. And you go in, and the architecture is very different from anything else that you've seen on Absalom Station. The Eoxian embassy has actually been decorated and designed to be reminiscent of traditional Eoxian architecture. So everything is all black marble and bone pale limestone. There are vaulted ceilings and what's that word? Sepulchral?
Sepulchral.
Yeah, sepulchral furnishings. Everything is
Is it
like
cyclopean?
yes,
Is
and
it gibbous?
no, but it is a little bit, like tentacly.
Lovecraftian?
What's one of his other favorite ones? It was cyclopean and like,
Eldritch.
well, Eldritch is a good one, but the non-Euclidean.
Oh yeah, non-Euclidean, which
Um,
he did not understand at
no,
all.
not at all. But it made him feel fancy. But yeah, and everything is like disconcertingly organic in the details, almost as if it were crafted out of the ancient bones of long dead leviathans. Um, so you're guided into one of the larger buildings, and directly inside of the entrance, you actually see a shrine dominating the main lobby, and a
Is it
large
amorphous?
what?
Just threw out another Lovecraft word. That's all.
Okay. And so, dominating the shrine is an enormous statue of a very tall, pale woman, dressed in black and purple robes, and you can see emblazoned very obviously on her dress is a purple lotus. And behind her, you can see like it's this weird mirage where if you look at it, at first it looks like just a woman, but if you look at the details more closely, carved into the back so that it looks like a shadow in the black rock, you can see the body and 8 legs of a spider.
So I'm the reincarnated descendant of a pirate captain who was a rat, and I would like to say now.
um, and so
Hey, that would actually be kind of a cool like plot twist, as if like Racket. If
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 wreckage
Wreckage
were descended from Ribbon.
or reincarnated from or whatever.
Hmm,
But either way would be funny, interesting, whatever.
yeah. So, would anyone like to give me a culture roll or a religion roll to know who this is?
I know who it is. She's a murderer.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
I never did get my vengeance. Just saying. We talked about it, but it
I
never
got a
happened.
26.
All right, so Speedy Die, you immediately recognize that, and it makes sense as the Purple Queen. And so obviously, Stinkfinger, you know who this is because you worship this lady.
Oh my gosh. I immediately, um,
Oh my god, literally.
oh my god. I,
Wait,
fall
Stinky
at
Fingers
the Purple
really
Queen's feet.
worships you? Oh my gosh.
Take that, Anna.
All right, so you're
I
supplicating
immediately,
at the shrine?
yes.
Okay. Um,
I think Rebecca was making a pun because, your boyfriend worships my wife.
Hey, well, how
So
do you feel about that, Wayne?
her boyfriend worships your wife's character anyway. And I guess
I know.
really her boyfriend's character worships your wife's character.
I know, but I think that was the joke Rebecca was making, and I didn't
Yep.
think anybody got it. So,
I think
yeah.
I
everybody
was
got
about
it.
to ask.
Alrighty. Yeah, so Stinkfinger runs up and has like gone up to the shrine and is supplicating before it. Um, Anyone else have a reaction? This is the primary god worshipped on Eox. Given that
Somewhere in the
they're
back of my mind, I feel this tingly, itchy sensation.
almost like you're bleeding to death via magic.
Precisely.
Kima,
But it's very vague and distant.
what are your feelings about the Purple Queen?
Incredibly neutral.
Makes sense. Um, yeah, just for context. Let's see, where is it? Oop. So this is Tsuchigumo Fuyu, is her actual name. She's a former witch, spider lady, and lich. So she was a witch. I forget what they were called, but it's basically a spider race. So it's like if a centaur, except instead of the body of a horse, it's the body of a spider. And she became a lich. Nobody is sure how anymore because that happened during the gap. But she is one of the primary gods. She is said to have killed another god to take its place in the pantheon, and to be incredibly ruthless, willing to do whatever it takes to achieve her goals. So she is the god of lies, death, undeath, and poison, and she's commonly known as the Purple Queen, Mother of Spiders, Spinner of Deceit, and Virus Dente. And her
See?
primary emblems are a black spider with a purple lily on its abdomen, or a black fang dripping green poison.
So is she Is it just her shrine, or is she like here?
No, she's not here physically. It is a shrine to her. Now, the gods in Starfinder and Pathfinder are demonstrably real. So, assuming that she cares, she will hear any prayers to her. It's entirely possible she will doesn't care and will ignore them, but she will hear any prayers directed to her.
Can I like roll and see if she does?
Sure. What do you have that would be applicable? I don't know if you have religion. Um, Not really. So I would go with diplomacy, which you have a -1 to that.
Oh, goody.
Right, a 5. What were you praying?
For more diplomacy.
You feel like you might be more diplomatic, but you can't really tell for sure. If you're
Works for me.
interested in
Quick,
the
find someone and try to be diplomatic.
if you're interested in kind of going down the route of just like leaning into your religion for your character, I built your character just as an engineer, but we could actually make you a I forget, it's not called a cleric, a mystic. And you could actually, wield magic that is provided to you by your god and have a more direct connection and all of that. If that would be interesting to you, we could change that.
Hmm.
And then you could kind of go all shaman with it, so your necklace of hands would make even more sense.
Let's do that. I like that actually a lot better.
Okay, cool. So before next session, I will rebuild your character. It'll be a little bit more complicated to play, but really not that much. And you can be kind of one of the first magic characters in the group, which will actually be helpful. Um,
Yosoki has kind of I know. Yeah, that's what Rebecca is, right? Is
no,
an
you're an
Asoki?
Asoki. She's a Lashunta.
All right. Right. Yeah. She kind of has plant magic, right?
Sort of. It's more psionics.
Ah.
And there seems to be some sort of symbiote living inside of her that does stuff. All right, so you guys.
Do I have a symbiote too? Because I know that we both were dead and we've both been fixed, but I don't know. I don't remember if we both had the same exact thing or not.
No. So yours was just like a hole in the back of your neck that has been healed, and it should have pierced into your brainstem and killed you. But somehow you're alive. Presumably, somehow your brainstem was reattached. Kima actually has a thin strip across her entire neck, as if she had been beheaded, and then her head was reattached.
Okay,
Along
got
with
it.
significant, there's actually quite a bit of her is plant matter. She has numerous wounds. They look like claw marks and gashes and cuts and other wounds. And now, I'm sure if she gets scanned again, her jaw, and rather than being healed naturally by her body, those sections have been healed and replaced with plant matter that mimics her natural flesh in such a way that even though she has been wounded often, much like wreckage, she doesn't have all of the scars and wounds to show for it. Instead, she looks as perfect as ever.
Why does Rebecca's characters always get to be awesome immortal beings?
You guys are both equally immortal in that neither of you are immortal, so. Yeah, so you guys, Howard Stinkfinger is supplicating to his god. Now that you're a mystic instead of just an engineer, what are you praying for rather than more diplomacy?
I am praying for more hands
More
and
hands.
explosive.
So out of the corner of your eye, you feel like you see a purple glint in the eyes of the statue, almost as if it were in response. But then when you look up, you can't be certain it was ever really there.
I'll take it.
So yeah, you guys, I would assume, head further back toward Gevalarsk Nor's office. Now that the Stinkfinger is done, and I would assume if anyone has questions, Speedy Die, you kind of fill them in the basics on who this even is.
Yep, that's what happens. That's me, your helpful android and beautiful person.
Sounds about right. So I thought I already added this image. Let me pull this up real quick. All right, so you head back in and you see into a sparsely decorated office. The walls are all dark and very plain. There's a desk, but it looks almost more like a coffin with some feet underneath it to give it some height. And then sitting behind the desk, looking very serious and kind of reposed on a completely like rectangular backed chair made of black marble is that guy. So that is Gavilar Nor, an Elibrian of some note.
Is his skull made of crystal?
No. And so he he looks at you and he says, "To be continued."
Dun dun dun!
Alrighty, so we're gonna wrap up.
Aren't those the people that hired us, or well, sent us?
You mean the patron?
Yeah. I mean, like, they are these skeleton people, right? I forget what they looked like.
So this is the patron.
Okay. I can't see that very well.
I don't know how large that image is. It might not be very large. What happens if I do this? Is that better?
Ah, yes. Okay.
But yes,
Is that
they are both the same species. You already knew that
okay?
the patron was an Elibrian.
Yeah, I thought so. I just couldn't remember for sure. Okay. Thanks. Sorry.
Alright, so we're gonna wrap up like we always do. And I'll let you go last, Abe, so you can kind of see what it's like. But let's do Anna first. What did Sputy Die learn?
I learned that videos are better when they feature other people, and also that you should probably check the room for living people before trying to clean up messes with all of the cleaning stuff.
Yeah, and in general, probably just dumping all the cleaning stuff in a room is not the best way to clean things.
Yeah, that too. But it makes it a lot more fun.
Sometimes. All right, Rebecca, what did Kima learn?
Tina learned that even when you're distracted with your girlfriends, you should not forget your hostages.
All right, a lot of these lessons learned seem to center around a certain dead Vesk. Um, Wreckage, what did you learn?
I learned one, not to trust PewDiePie, sorry,
You're
with
gonna get sued, Wayne, if you
toxic
don't get that name right.
with don't trust PewDiePie with toxic chemicals. And number two is that I want to start collecting pinup holograph things.
Hollow pins,
Hollow pins. There
hollow
we go.
girls.
Hollow girls. No, I think that has a different connotation to
Yeah, it kind of does.
it.
All right, and what did Stinkfinger learn?
Stickfinger learned not to leave witnesses. Bring extra grenades.
And that he's a cleric
Um,
now.
yes, yes.
A mystic, actually, but
A
A
mystic.
mystic.
Sorry.
similar.
You were just like, you were an engineer and you had this life changing experience when you saw the statue.
I did. I had a religious experience.
There you go. All right, well,
Also,
oh, you had more?
no, I was gonna say I learned to be more charismatic. Maybe,
Yeah.
possibly.
So, as a mystic, wisdom is going to be your most important stat. So, you will be restatted. I don't think your charisma will still. It'll be better, but it still won't be great. Mostly just because you're a goblin and you worship an evil god. So you don't need a lot of charisma.
Sounds good to me. I'll just use
Um,
poison.
yes. Oh yeah, poison and just like death stuff. You'll be able to bring corpses back as zombies to fight for you. All kinds of fun stuff.
Ooh. So
Um,
like the people I blow up?
yeah. I mean,
Although they
you
won't have
probably
any
want to just.
hands.
There you go. You just like cut their hands off and replace them with knives, and then bring them back, so that they can be
There we
knife hand
go. That's how.
zombies.
That's how
Edward
Freddy Krueger
Scissorhands.
came to be.
Oh,
Edward Scissorhands
Don't
or
worry
Freddy
about it.
Krueger or whomever,
there we
whichever
go.
one that I'm thinking of.
All right. So yeah, thanks everybody for joining me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.